So, these are the parts for our first modification to our camper van. The big brown box contains a Waeco CRX65 compression fridge to replace our Thetford 3-way fridge, and on the top is the adapter for 240, as this is just a 12 or 24 volt fridge. Also, here's a piece of our Nordic ash furniture board, which we went to Magnum Motorhomes to collect, so that we can fill in the cabinetry around about our new fridge. So this is our Ducato based camper van. It's a self-conversion. We didn't convert it ourselves. We converted a Sprinter in 2012, but we bought this one already converted. Came with this Thetford 3-way fridge, but unfortunately we find it's very temperamental, depending on the levelness of the van. So we've decided to change it for a Waeco compressor fridge rather than this 3-way fridge. So our plan is to change it to the Waeco CRX65 fridge. Under this fridge box we've got all of the workings of the van, the battery, the water heater, the inverter, the pump, etc. So all of this space is taken up. But we'd like to add a second leisure battery, which we intend to do in the cavity at the bottom that we create by installing the smaller fridge. So bear with us, we'll show you as we remove this, install the new fridge and create a battery box down below for a second leisure battery. Right, we're going to unbox the fridge.
Okay, here's the plan of action. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm going to remove the old fridge, not actually that old, but I'm going to remove this and replace it with the CRX65. Hopefully the audio is okay. My neighbour's jet washing some stuff, so it's noisy. So I'll work away at this, hopefully you'll be able to see some of it, and then we'll move on from there. You might think this will take me a long time, and it will. It's a very tight fit in the cavity, and it's a very tight fit to get out of the van itself. So here we go. Just add a wee container, keep all the bits together. Switch the gas off. Disconnecting things, I'm going to actually cap the gas pipe at the manifold because we won't need that anymore with the CRX being completely electric. So this is hard to get out. I've had this out a couple of times before as we tried to get this to work as good as we wanted it to. It's also bottom heavy, so it's kind of bringing it out and trying to watch we don't damage the linoleum as we go. There's a bit of insulation that I added earlier, let's take that off. Hello.
Hello.
That's the boss arrived. Wendy just behind the camera so you can't see her. Yeah, this came out much easier than before, so
Good.
fingers crossed that doesn't jinx it.
There's something that we hadn't thought about, which actually will make things a bit easier. It's like that one, it doesn't fit flush in, it's about that much out.
Well, I think that's a choice, we choose how we want to do that. Is it?
I don't think so.
No.
That's why you buy the other frame.
If you want it flush. This is the gas disconnected, so we'll release a wee bit of gas as we do this. Yeah, much harder than I remembered. That's the gas disconnected. We didn't convert the the van. We bought it converted and we're obviously making our own modifications and upgrades. It's been done quite neatly, which is nice. So I see there's actually an electrical connector there that I might be able to just disconnect everything, which would be nice. I'll flip round the back. Sorry for seeing my bum at the moment. Oh no, okay, that won't work that way. Right, so I'll disconnect all the electrics before. Okay, excuse my bum. Obviously before I'm actually disconnecting anything here, all the electrics are isolated. So the 240 mains is isolated, the 12 volts DC is completely switched off. So just in case you wonder. When I last took this out, I like to insulate things well, so this will take me a few minutes to get all this back apart again. Well, that's us disconnected. I think what I'll do is I'll get the fridge out and then I'm going to actually terminate all the electrics in our terminal block so they're isolated and they're here if anybody ever wants to replace the fridge once more. Okay, back again. So the old fridge is out, so I'm left with a cavity, which obviously we don't need most of this anymore. I'm isolating everything. I'm going to reuse some of these cables and I'm going to take this mains connector and I'm going to pull it back through into here, into the back, and in this area, the wee space here, I'm going to mount the new controller for the fridge. So I'm going to put the camera off for the moment, that's the plan, and I'll put it back on in a minute. Okay, so this is us with the wiring here. This is the redundant wiring all tidied up, and the redundant gas lines all tidied up, so the cavities is ready there for a new floor to mount the new fridge. And then the other thing I've done is I have mounted the new controller in there and I'm ready just to run the cable through to the new fridge. Later on, our current battery's here and we've got an inverter here, so I'm hoping there'll be space below here under the new fridge where I can put two new larger batteries in, and I'm thinking about finding somewhere else to put an inverter because there's no ideal in there. Don't have a remote control for it. It does work, you just have to lift the seat to switch it on. So the installation's good, it's just not quite so convenient to get to. So that's the plan. Next step is the shelf and then mount the new fridge. Okay, so this is the enclosure for the new fridge, and this is just a shelf that we've put in there. So the plan is to mount the fridge on that and then put a divider in to make a wee tiny shelf at the side. So that will be the next step. So I think we're getting there now. This is the fridge. This is it mounted in place. I've still to put the wee bit of cabinet in the side to make the wee narrow shelf, and I'm keeping this space below for hopefully the batteries and moving the inverter there if that all works. And it's all wired up now, at least temporary, just to check if it's working. And I'll do a wee, we'll switch the lights off, we'll get a wee bit of hopefully effect of the light. There we go, it's looking pretty good at the moment. It's cooled down very nicely, it's been on for 2 hours. So this is the controller here for the new compressor fridge. The wiring's a wee bit messy at the moment, this will all be tidied up, and I've just wired it here direct to the leisure battery. The wiring's messy at the moment because I'm probably going to move the leisure battery and I want to make sure I've got enough cables. I'll cut it back later on. The convenience of this Dometic controller for the fridge is that when it's supplied with 240 volts, it supplies 24 volts to the fridge and it automatically detects if there's no 240 volts, and it then takes power direct from the battery and supplies 12 volts to the fridge. So it's very, very convenient and it seems to be working really well. So far so good. So we're getting there now. That's the fridge fitted and it's all wired up, and the bit below is closed in for the battery box, and the next job there will be to fit the batteries in here. So this just makes it look nice for just now, and then I've got this wee shelf at the side. It'll be for laptops and maybe some of my camera stuff, just to finish it off a wee bit, but we're getting there. So the next job is to replace that front panel. not quite as sturdy as we would like, so we're going to replace it with the same board. So that'll be the next job. So that's the panel then now replaced there. It's quite a bit stronger before. I think it looks quite a bit nicer, so I quite like that. So pleased with that. So just giving a wee final update on the fridge installation. So that's the fridge fully installed, and I've got the cover on the door on the battery box. There's no batteries in it yet, but the battery enclosure's there, and we've got a wee shelf at the side that hopefully will allow us to store our laptops in there. So that's the plan. And then at the back, Wendy's made insulation blinds for the back windows, so they fit really nicely, and if we want we can also put the blind down as well, so that'll be quite handy, and I'll show you that from the outside too. She's made a really nice job of them. So it's dark now, but I think you can still see that to advantage. So that's the blinds from the outside, the kind of mylar coating with the insulation in between, so that will help us with the back. And we've ordered new silver screens for the front, so I think they come tomorrow actually. And then the last new addition is just a wee bin, which would have been lacking up until this point. So to conclude this video, I did mention the silver screens earlier that we'd ordered. So there's a few images there which just shows the first time we fitted the silver screens on the campsite. These are a really good fit. I'm really pleased with how they worked out. I hope this video has been useful about installing the CRX65 fridge. We are really pleased with how it's worked out. It looks good quality. The first couple of nights we've been away in it to try it out, it's proved it works really well, so that's really good. And this last slide shows the equipment we use when we are making our videos.